So final scoreline here at the Quattro-Tech Westwood Road, finishing Ives Town 2, Mickleover 0. Joining me now is the Ives manager, Ricky Marheineke. Ricky, you must be delighted. 3 defeats and stopped the right. You must be delighted.
Yeah, no, it's been a busy week. I think there was a lot of disappointment around the club. The last few performances, last few results, was at a real low point as a group. I think after Monday it was a game that we felt we let ourselves down in. It was a game that we felt we should have probably took something from. So we've sat down, been honest with each other. A lot of discussions between the management team about what we needed to do to try and get ourselves out of the position that we're in. Try and bring a little bit more confidence and a little bit more competitiveness to the squad. And I think with the new signings this week, it's given us the boost that we'd hoped. I thought their performances were good, and I think today it was a deserved 3 points. I think on the balance of the play, I think they had first half a bit more possession, but we had the better goal scoring opportunities, and then in the second half I felt we was on top and we scored at the time that we needed to, and then got the second and killed the game ultimately with the sending off. But I'm not going to get carried away and say it was brilliant. I think what today was really efficient from everybody, and I think we've spoken about too many players performing below the standard that we expect and below the standard that is required to win games of football. And today, without being exceptional, I thought that everybody performed at the required level. And that's, you do that, you give yourself a chance of winning. And I think it was a really important 3 points, especially at home, because our home form's been indifferent, and it just gives us a little bit of confidence, and hopefully will start us on a run going forward.
Yeah, and to about some of the new players, and you've been critical about defensively, few weaknesses defence recently, but Ben Tozen's coming in. I thought he played a really good performance today, considering he's been out of action, I think, for Kettering for a number of weeks.
Yeah, he's a fit lad. He keeps himself fit. We was a little bit concerned whether he'd be able to do 90 minutes. We weren't concerned about how good a player he is. You only had to look at the second half of last season, and as I've said before, he got supporters Player of the Year last year, and it was deservedly so, because he was consistently very good. And I thought he slotted back in as if he'd not been away, and defensively he was excellent, and then pops up with a brilliant free kick, which he scored one last season as well. So he's got that in his locker. But no, really good performance from Ben.
Yeah, and you must be impressed about how the other new players, because you made a number of changes, obviously from the goalkeeper, including the new lad from Kellan Richardson, who came in as well. How they all played together and gelled well. Quite
listen, Kellan's a young boy. Obviously doing exceptionally well at Peterborough. He plays regularly in their 21s and impacting games. Dropping to non-league with a physical aspect. A lot of people might have said, go with experience when you're in this sort of position. But the reality is, Kevin Higginson is a really good footballer, and I think he showed glimpses today of how good he is, creative. His passing was exceptional. Whenever we got him on the ball, he made excellent decisions, didn't give the ball away, and I think he's going to be a really important player for us going forward. And then James the same. James is a young boy. He's still a youth team player. He's got no men's experience, but I just thought he was very efficient in whatever he did. His handling was good. He kicked it well. He made some good decisions. He looks a confident boy. He spoke well. But look, it's one game. I think we made some brave decisions today. Some decisions that some supporters might have questioned. Some players that we left out of the team, and some players that we started. But today we got it right, so I'll take that. And the competition now, you looked at our bench at 0-0, and you've got Johnny Edwards, Dylan Williams, Enoch, Miles Cowlin, Charlie Johnson. We've got players that can see the game out. We've also had players that we can bring on, and we haven't had that in recent weeks, I don't feel. So today was a good day, but we'll keep our feet firmly on the floor. We've got a massive game next week away at Hendersford, who've had a terrific result away at Bedford, so we know it's going to be tough. It's a massive pitch, it's a grass pitch, it'll be heavy. We showed that we struggled on that sort of surface on Monday against Diamond, so it'll be a challenge that we need to be ready for. We'll have a good week of preparation this week, and hopefully we'll go and perform to the standard that we expect, and if we can do that, we'll give ourselves a chance of getting another positive result.
And do you see the home form as the key to a lot of this? Because obviously home form has been a little bit different in recent times. This is a good platform now, being able to get a kick on in the home forwards.
I think we've lost some games at home where we've played really well, and we've lost some games away where we've played really, really well. My concern over the last few weeks, and with the Bromsgrove game, with the Royston game, and with the Diamonds game in particular, our performances were poor. And if you play poorly, you give yourself no chance of winning. So that was more my concern, not necessarily losing or the form or how many points you picked up, but just our general performance. We've got to make sure that we just take control of the things that we can control, and playing well is one of those things, and we haven't managed to do that in recent weeks. And I thought today we played well. I don't think we were exceptional, but I thought we were efficient, and the players performed to sevens and a couple of eights in there, which if you do that, you give yourself a chance of winning. So that's what we need to make sure we do now on a consistent basis.
Also a good spirit in the camp. I can hear the music being played and so forth. Has there been any injuries to report today? Or
no, everyone come through all right. Obviously we took Kellen off towards the end. He hasn't played a full 90 minutes, I don't think, for 3 weeks, and the last thing we want to do is overplay players. But no, everyone's fine. And Ed Hotter we brought off because he was on a booking, and we felt bringing Milo on at the time we did. So no, everyone's good. The good spirits which we've been craving, and hopefully it will give us a little bit of a confidence boost and give us some much needed momentum going in, and see if we can go to Hennigsford and get another positive result.
And just for a final word about the likes of Casaboni and Saka, who are out, are they still out?
Julian trained. Julian's been out. We haven't seen him for probably 4 to 5 weeks. He trained on Thursday, and I think, touch wood, he come through that unscathed. So Julian will be a couple more training sessions, be back in and around it. And Greg, we're hoping will be back on the 21st of this month. His due back date. So if he continues with his rehab, then he'll be available for selection within the next sort of 7 to 10 days, I'd imagine.
Follow Ricky.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, Ricky.